guys, welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to today's video. So today we once again we are joined by Mr. Soaking Session, Ginny Bear, Gift Munali, Munali.
Yes.
Anyway, welcome to the channel and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, we are just going to be talking about your faith journey, maybe a bit of mine also. But yeah, your journey with God, you know. Why? Anyway, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's get straight into the video.
Keep shining. You gotta keep it 100 every day. Being like just keep it shining every day. Do what you got. No matter what life will bring, keep shining.
Okay, so first things first. Why God? Why a child of God? Why a believer?
So for me, for most people who already know me, what's up my people, Laka, I have a new song out. Check it out.
Go ahead.
Right. It was more of like I'm in this environment and this is
what they're doing,
this is what
in this
we
environment.
know. This is and I feel, in as much as people want to say that, oh no, it must be like this decision that you make for yourself, that you do what and what. I like to think otherwise, and this might be a very unpopular opinion, because I feel like the Bible is pretty clear on how you should raise a child, and it doesn't say raise the child to
decide for themselves.
Yeah, to
but
decide.
More like raise the child in the way that they should go.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be the way they want, but which one is the right way?
Yeah, what is the right way in which the child should go?
Yeah.
So my household was a household that was like, this is a Christian home. We love the Lord. We pray. We study the Word every night before we sleep. We need to do a Bible study. This is da. And I started to learn about God in that way, growing every day in that, being part of the church full time. Now the question would always be, but did you choose to be a Christian? Did you? Well, at some point, I feel I had to make the decision based off of many technicalities for my church. In that, in order for you to be part of the praise team, in order for you to be part of there is this process where you need to be part of this. I have given my life to God. How many of you have formally done it? And you're like, oh, I haven't formally done it. Okay, then this is your opportunity to do it. And so I believe my faith journey has really started off with how I was trained as a child, to the point where I had to formally make a decision. But I'm saying formally make that decision to a point where now I started questioning things and like realizing things for myself. When I started realizing those things for myself, I can't really say, oh, it was in 2010 or it was in 2016, but it was part of the growth process. When people ask me of a formal date, I'll probably tell you something like February 2011, 2010, 2011, 20, somewhere there. All right. And for me, I feel like that's just the formality.
Yeah.
But
I feel like the part where you said questioning, I think it's in the questioning that we truly find God. Like,
no, continue. Viewers, we want, if anything happens, you're going to see the evidence of our death.
Who's going to post this?
Someone's going to find this video.
Anyway, yeah, so I feel like it's in the questioning that we actually get to find God, like that we actually get to learn, so to say. Because at the point when you realize certain things and start asking questions, it triggers you now searching for answers. It triggers you now getting the actual reasons. And I feel like that's now the point where you really get to know God for yourself and like have your personal experiences beyond the training you get.
Yeah, so that's basically that. So that's
basically your why God.
Yeah, not necessarily. My why.
Okay, not your why God, but what brought you to being a child of God?
Yeah. So what brought me to being a child of God is my upbringing.
Yes.
I can't say, oh, nenzewa muchalo ine, and then
you don't have that
one
story.
day I had an encounter.
God bless
I had an encounter. I was walking, and then nabwana nagwa.
Giving power.
Then nabwana ona chintu. I don't have that. For me, it is I was trained, and I hope in the future I can do the same for.
Yes. What can I say has been, or what is the best experience you have had with God?
That's weird. That's like a very weird question to ask.
But like, is there anything that you consider like, oh, that one experience I had with God was like mind blowing? It could be the simplest or the most extravagant
The problem
thing.
with that question is where I am with God right now.
Makes a lot of things best experiences.
It makes that question so sorry.
Immature.
Yes.
I know.
It makes the question,
but like,
it makes the question sound very mature because it kinda limits what my experience with God is to being extraordinary.
No, not really.
That's how I'm hearing it. So it's like okay. Oh, what's my best experience with God?
What are some of your best experiences with God?
That sounds better.
Yeah, let's put it like that. Because I know that even for myself, that's not something I can just be like, oh, because I feel like the whole relationship I have with God itself, for me, is like something that makes me go, wow.
Anyway, now that we're almost on the same page.
Best experiences, maybe we put it like that.
Yeah, so number one, like I said, I don't think where I'm at allows me to kind of say that, because like it's such a blessing to be able to breathe. It's such a blessing to be able to speak.
To be able to think straight.
It's such a blessing.
Maybe a bit mad, but like, you know. To have some level of sanity at least.
Like and for me, I look at that as an actual experience with God.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, and this is what I'm saying, where I'm at now, these answers are going to make so much sense if it was like 2 weeks ago.
No, well, if you can't come up with a theme,
because
you can just explain it in the way that fits where you are at now, and that's
so
okay.
because I feel like I'll say it like this, not to undermine anybody, but just to speak my experience and my truth, all right?
Yes, sir.
So please don't make short clips of me and put them on the internet and say,
That's how go viral,
"Force Papa."
It's okay.
All right, so for me, I
Make
feel
my channel go viral.
I feel like my some of my best experiences with God have been moments when I least expect things to probably happen a certain way. And I say they are experiences with God because I get to literally be aligned to worship. You understand? Like,
Well, maybe I should have used the most fascinating experiences,
maybe
It's the same thing.
because I think
I'm just looking for
some
those
of the things.
experiences that, not to take away from who God is to you generally, but just those experiences that sort of built your faith. That made the difference in a certain situation for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember I was 20. Let me not talk about those ones. Let me talk about these ones. 2016.
Don't I know the one?
2016, 2017. I remember in the whole build-up of the studio, I got a phone call from a friend of mine. No names. Do they say names here?
It's up to you and your friend.
But he hasn't given permission.
Okay.
I got a friend like, yo, bro, someone's selling a microphone. And I go, oh, a mic? How much? It's like, you can get it for 1,000. And this is like a B1 Behringer for people who know it. Like, you could probably get a brand new one for like 4 pin, 5 pin, 6 pin. I don't know.
At that time?
Now.
Oh, okay.
Right? So this person was like basically just giving away their microphone. Like, yo, I don't need it. So I just, whoever wants it can get it. So I'm like, I don't have money. I need the money. I know I've got money somewhere, but like
it's not with me.
But
right
it's not
now.
with me. And then you
But
just
I
know,
need that
but you know how
mic.
people they owe you. And then there's like such a slim window. I just leave window. But you
Yeah,
get
and when
your
someone
idea.
owes you, it's kind of not really.
Yeah,
up
like
to
you're
you.
inconveniencing me, my
If
guy.
you're Zambian, you know this.
You know, I need my man, but like it's not working. And like I tried everything. Like this mic is going. I was like, you know what? I'm done. Mike, I was so chill. I almost gave up. In fact, I gave up. I was like, no problem. And then I think I had got mom. And she was like, I don't know what I can do. I think there's nothing more. Da, 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 da. So I think there was like
It's hot, eh?
there was like a 500 or a 300 remaining for me to actually make the man. And I was like, you know what? Vapit, and then from nowhere I received the phone call from mom. Like, yo, is that thing of yours still available?
Yes, yes, it's available.
That thing of yours still I'm like, what? From where? Like, no, it's fine. I think I've sorted, something has come up. I can help you out with that. And I was like,
God bless you. God bless you.
I cried. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
And why it's so significant to me is because of the timing.
Yes.
And
And what you were looking for at that time.
Yeah, and the things I was actually about to start doing during that period of time. That was the time, for people who know, Mazazwa Bunny was about to be born, and we're about to put out records and what, and like I was like, I really need an improvement in my sound. I need a da. And that was just like those things that I've planned for, and there are certain things that I need to put in place, and miraculously
it happens. Because even getting the call that this thing is available.
Exactly, and that's where the whole thing is.
It?
It's like, I need this, and then all of a sudden you receive a phone call like
that's the thing you need.
So for me, I think that's like one thing that is really notable for me. I could mention other things, but I thought that was like, it's so small.
Yes,
but
really significant,
but it's significant for what was happening at that
Yeah.
particular point in time. So I think that's like one of my wow moments.
What has been your worst experience in your faith journey?
Honestly,
You can pin it.
I don't know what's having a worst experience with God. I don't know what that looks like.
No, not with God per se, but like
In the faith?
journey. Has there been anything that you've considered to be like, that wasn't a nice thing to experience, I guess?
I don't know. I don't think
whether it's
I don't think it's possible.
because I also don't know what
for
my answer
me.
to that is.
Like maybe Peter or Paul could have said, I got beaten.
Yeah.
I went to prison.
But
I
then
went
the
to
funny
jail.
thing with those guys, they saw that as a benefit for the sake of the gospel.
Yeah, but that's the thing, all right? Like in my experience with God, I've come to fellowship with Him so much that I love Him so much, and like that's good.
Yeah.
But in my loving Him, I've been beaten up.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You get what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's a bad thing.
yes.
But
yes.
is me standing up for my faith, and getting beaten for standing up a good thing? Yes, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So,
Kumenya makweve kuna baba.
you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I
Try to think. What could it be for me?
I don't think I have like a bad experience, and I think that's because of my environment.
Nice.
I think an Israelite right now, or a Chinese person or whatever, would have like, especially places where it's like an Islamic place or like it would be so like difficult for them to express themselves as Christians. There'll be so many things going on. But like, I'm in Zambia, Christian nation, what now this is not a call to people to come and make me have bad experiences.
Please don't. Don't.
But maybe for someone who is listening, it could almost account for a bad thing in situations where maybe I hoped that something would work out a certain way,
And then it didn't.
didn't. But I can't say it.
Yes, it's up to the person.
Yeah, I can't say that that's a bad experience in my faith or in my walk with God. I know, and I think it's a problem with growth.
Yeah.
Because things not happening my way doesn't mean that God is bad or have like bad blood with God. All right, me seeing things not going my way, it hurts and it's bad.
Yes.
But it's an experience of life.
Yeah,
to me,
not
an
your
experience
journey with
of
God
not my journey
experience,
with God. So, have there been expectations that I've had for a particular season
and they didn't work
out? Yes, they've been there. Have
Were
I?
they hurtful? Yes.
Yeah, did I ever question what was happening in my life at a particular point in time? Like, God, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Like, why am I here? Why am I spending all this time here? Yeah, I've had all those moments. Have I ever been so scared that I was going to lose someone and they even died? Yes. Have I been in a position where I didn't expect someone to die and they died? Yes. You get what I mean? But for me, that's more of an experience of life. And in each experience is something that I learn about the greatness of God now.
Of this journey with God thing, because I think I've been in, like the thing you said about things not happening the way you want to. Yeah, I've been in that place where I've done everything to see this thing happen, and then it didn't, and I was so broken, and the only comfort I had was God.
Yeah.
Like, I was so broken and so hurt that it didn't work out, and to some extent I was like, God, why didn't you see this thing through for me? And at the same time I was like, God, give me strength. And he did. And it was like a season of some experiences bring out a side to God in you that you never knew was there. Yeah. So I feel like it was two-faced. Like you were saying, on one side it's hurtful and you're feeling some type of way, and the other side is like, thank God you've gotten me through this.
Yeah. So that's what I don't think there is, like, in my faith right now, it's joyous. Vichitika zona vichitika. Even
if your chicken falls on the ground.
Yeah, vichitika.
Thank God.
Even though you're broke, you're what? Vichitika.
So, is there anything that has ever made you want to quit on God?
No.
Okay,
No,
nice.
not at all. I think maybe in my growth there've been times when I've questioned God, like this God situation, this Yahweh, Jehovah situation. How is this working? And God is faithful enough that whenever you have questions, and I don't know about you other people listening, but for me, it's almost like God brings me to a place where the questions that I have, the answers are around me. And the more I get awareness of the question, and now I look at it, the more I begin to see the answers around
what's
me.
been in plain sight.
Yeah, and I think that has been true even to conversations we've had where you're just like, oh, I was thinking about this, and like you share something with me, and I'm like, and I'm like, oh, actually, I'm looking into something like this, and this is my insight on this, and we exchange notes, and they're like, oh, okay, and for me, it's been that.
So, like, how do you keep it going, especially that we are exposed to like social media, where you see all sorts of opinions, all sorts of things from people, and then also in your day-to-day life, you can be on a bus and hear people talk about something that might be about God or whatever. So, like, how do you just continue?
I want to say this.
Keep it brief.
In a very long way. Because this is a sermon. Take out your notebooks. Point number 1, pray. The faith is a relationship-based faith. And so without you being able to pray and communicate with this person, and him communicating with you, because that's what prayer is, you will not have the stamina.
The relationship starts dying down, even the faith is affected?
Yes. Why I say so is because, let's take you and me for instance. Your relationship with me is built on trust and what and
communication,
blah, blah, blah. Those are the things, right?
Yeah.
But those things
are held
together by us being able to communicate and speak to each other, and so that we know what's going on in each other's lives.
Being able to communicate correctly.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we take out communication, there is a
A high
likelihood.
possibility that the rest will crumble.
Yeah, there's a very high chance. I don't know what's happening. How do I trust that that what you told me 6
Is
months
what
ago
you're
is what
doing
you're
even
doing
today.
today? You get like how, like all of those things. And to be honest, the Bible says faith comes from hearing, and hearing the word of God. Number 2. All right. And so if we're not praying and we're not in a place where we study and actually have conversations about the word, and I say conversations meaning Bible studies, church, fellowshipping,
One-on-ones.
with people, you will not have a reason to grow. All right. So the continuity of your faith is by the habits that you grow pertaining that walk. If I'm not going to pray, if I'm not going to study the word, if I'm not going to fellowship with people, ping ping, all right, it will eventually slow me down. People get stagnant because they are not in the habit of praying, not in the habit of studying.
Yeah, true.
So your last prayer was 6 months ago. Your last fellowship was at the crossover. All right, the last gospel song you listened to was long time ago in Bethlehem. Is that even a gospel song? It's not, is it? Oh, it is.
Carry on, sir. Please, that
Okay.
is not the topic of today.
All right, and that's all. So, how are you growing? You're going to have questions like, "Hey,
And faith is like a fire that needs to be fanned.
yeah."
It's not something that just...
So that's that. I think in a nutshell, that's how I keep going, because of these habits that I do. And
Nice.
noise.
Okay, thank you for coming to the channel. Thank you for watching. Hope you like the video. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Have you told them to subscribe?
Keep shining.